Welcome back to another gold record run with Garlic, of course, the MVP. This time 19.2k, and the sound will be very quiet. Spoilers, you might hear some Discord sounds. I'm really sorry for that. The ding when you join a channel and when you leave a channel. I streamed this one at 1 a.m. on the Discord server, the official Discord server of Vampire Survivors. Check it out if you haven't, it's really amazing. You can get a ton of help from people. They also look into the game files and the game code, and the developer is there. He takes feedback and suggestions. I highly recommend it to you. Just start up Vampire Survivors, and somewhere there is a Discord icon, and just join the Discord. I highly recommend it. I'm also there if you want to talk, if you have some questions or so. I mean, actually, just write them in the comment down here. But yeah, if you just want to catch out a stream like this, because this was streamed on Discord in the general channel, then you can. Regardless, let's just talk about the run right now, because I'm kind of missing that. So far, the run is really good. We are level 6. We have Clover and Crown, which is like a run I would definitely continue. While I did do some resets prior to this run, I didn't think that it would be a serious run, you know? I just decided, hey, I don't want to sleep, let's just do a run. And I didn't want to start up Twitch, so I said, let's just, stream it on the Discord. And yeah, well, let's see how it turns out, I would say. I mean, we know how it turns out. Now, one thing I want to mention, because I recently had someone commenting on a screenshot that I posted on Steam of the 18.3k record, the prior one, where he said, what was it? Garlic is not the MVP of this run, and I could just replace Garlic with pretty much any other weapon that deals more damage late game, and I would get more gold, because, they kill more enemies, which results in more levels, so you get more gold. I'm not sure how I sometimes should respond to these messages, because I'm like, have you watched like 3 minutes of what I'm doing? Like, don't you see that I'm insta-killing enemies and I'm breaking all the candles at the same time? That is the main reason why I'm using Garlic. Because it allows me to farm for gold 30 minutes of the run as fast as possible. Like, I don't care if I can break the candles later on after I get Heaven Sword or Scythe. I don't care about that. I care about doing it for 30 minutes. And that's the main thing. The reason why I'm a bit upset about this entire thing is because it was a back and forth, and even someone else jumping in and saying, dude, like, chill, like, to the other guy. I'm not gonna, like, name call or anything, like, that's not the point, but I was just, like, a bit blown away, because I explain all the reasons, and he just goes ahead and ignores that. Like, for example, when I was talking about how Garlic insta-breaks everything the entire run long, he was mentioning the Heaven Sword, and I'm like, why would you mention the Heaven Sword? Do I start with the Heaven Sword? That doesn't work. I start with Cross, and Cross is insanely unreliable on breaking candles. That's why sometimes I even restart when I get Cross, because it's just so slow. You have to know where the Cross shoots, which is especially hard if no enemies are around, because I haven't figured that out yet. But also you have to wait until it shoots. While Garlic, yes, it's like you see, it's kind of instant. Sometimes it takes a bit longer when you don't have it upgraded yet, because it has to hit the candles 2 times. But Garlic is the MVP. Are there better weapons for the late game? By far. A lot of the weapons. But is that worth it, losing like 15 minutes of farming gold? Or not losing, but doing it slower? I don't think so. Like, I think it's highly underestimated how much effect the Garlic has on my runs. Because the faster you kill enemies, which is a main benefit of Garlic right now, is the faster you level up and the faster you get your upgrades, like Crown, like Stone Mask, like Clover. And watch the gold that I have this run. Like, watch it closely until I have the Stone Mask maxed out. Every single gold I pick up, which will be a lot, because, I can't avoid it sometimes, is lost gold. So if I level up faster to get the Stone Mask earlier, it helps me to have a better run. As weird as that might sound. Same for Clover. The earlier you pick up Clover and have more luck, the luckier you get when breaking candles, which gives more gold, but also gives you clovers that they drop, which gives more luck, which gives more gold, which gives more gold clovers, It's like this snowball effect, so you really want to make sure that you break as many candles as possible. Even if all of these candles would only give coins, I would still do the same thing, probably. Simply because it would give more clovers, which then would increase the amount of gold that you get out of them, right? So don't just limit something that you say based on a theory. Actually try it out in the game and see does it work. And if you don't want to do that, if you say I can't do that, maybe it's better to listen to someone who says why they're doing something. Now, I'm not saying what I'm doing is the only thing that I can do, is the only thing that will work, right? There will be a strategy that will beat my record, and I will not be able to compete with that, for sure. I'm certain with that. But right now, the way I do it, I don't see another way of doing it. So if someone says it's bad, but I don't have a better option for you, it's like, what's the point? I don't understand how this is bad then. It's like, what? Either way. So this run, 1 a.m., streamed on Discord, a lot of annoying noises in the background, sorry. I will decide at the end of this recording whether I will mute the sound or I will have it quiet. The problem is the Discord sound is very loud, so the game would be very quiet and you constantly hear this ding ding, sorry. So I have to figure something out what I do. Either way, this run, honestly a horrible run. I hate saying this all the time again and again, especially when I do these record runs, but it's just that I watch this and I see so many mistakes that I'm doing, right? If you expect something to be a record, you expect this to be go as smooth as possible, as well as possible, but because of RNG, you might do the smoothest run ever and it ends up in, let's say, 18k, which is 1k below this, so it's a record, but another one that wasn't smooth ends up in 19.2k, like this one, which obviously, if this run would have been smooth, this would have been probably beyond 2k easily. Just look at the things that happen here. One, I just accidentally stepped on a chest. That is already one chest lost for nothing, and it also upgraded something that has no use for me. If it at least upgraded a weapon, it would have helped to later on deal with stronger enemies, and I feel like the update changed what enemies spawn, and I struggled beating them. Like, I struggled a lot beating them. It didn't help that I get so many economy upgrades early on, which is obviously amazing for the run, but not for the damage. And I pick up so many freezes. Now, picking up freezes is really bad because enemies are no longer walking into you, which means it takes longer to kill them because it takes longer to get to them. And it also means all the enemies, when I walk to the right, all the enemies on the left side disappear because they are outside of the screen area. So you really don't want to freeze them. And here I said, F this, I'll just freeze them right now instead of accidentally picking it up later. Because it's the weaker enemies, right? But I already doomed this run in my head. I was like, it's just a fun run on the Discord, which it was the first run that I did there. And, just out of fun, right? But enemies get constantly frozen, and I'm so behind in levels at this point, where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna die. This is not the first time this would happen. It happened one time prior to this one, where I would be so weak and I got so many economy upgrades, which further weakens me, that I would just die in the run. But someone honestly should count the freeze amounts that I pick up here and how often I freeze enemies and put that in the comments. That would be amazing. And just show. And also count the chests that I accidentally opened prior to me spam opening all of the chests. There are so many mistakes in this run. And look at this. The entire left side is empty. Nothing there is on the ground right now. My strategy usually is break stuff and leave it on the ground to pick it up later once you have maxed out gold. And the bottom row that you saw there just now, I usually don't pick them up at all because it also has a lot of crosses, because it has attract orbs that I use at specific times. But yeah, you can already see I'm really struggling killing these enemies, and I'm taking wider and wider turns around them. The reason why I usually walk right through the enemies is because I take very little damage, and it shortens the path that I take, of going left, right, left, right, left, right. But if I'm close to dying or losing a lot of health, I can't really do this anymore, which makes the run worse. And even just a single instance of this already has an impact. And another, this is a freeze that hurts way more than all the prior freezes, because the prior freezes were usually on waves that I couldn't easily kill. So it's like, yeah, I went from getting little experience to getting like barely any experience. But in this one, I wanted them to spam into me like crazy, and I stopped that. So at this point, I'm like, dude, I just want to restart this run. Like, this will go nowhere. I have already picked up 617 gold, which is horrible. I don't have the stone mask. I don't know when I will get the stone mask. And I lost value on all of these pickups, which are quite a lot of pickups. Perfect, like a perfect scenario, I would be at 0 gold right now, which doesn't work that well. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, let's actually take a look at the game right now. So far we have Ebony Wings as always. I think it's on a relatively low level, which is good. Yeah, there we just saw it. Pause there and check out the stuff. I can't pause now because I'm, post commentary. But Cross is on level 3. This is what panics me a bit because I think after this wave is when the first really strong enemies spawn. Like they are a lot stronger than usual. And I have nothing to deal with them. You kind of want to stop upgrading garlic. I think at level 5 it was. I think it's after an area upgrade or something where it attacks faster or something like this. Because garlic falls off too quickly. At around 10 minutes, garlic will not be able to kill enemies anymore. Or it is in that ballpark. I don't care what exactly it is. But the point is, garlic won't do it anymore, so you need to have cross clear the enemies. And best scenario, you also have the candelabrador to increase the area of the cross. It makes the cross bigger, which means it wipes out more enemies. But you can see I'm dropping in health, which right now is still intentional to kill them more quickly. But it's honestly already a problem. Usually at this point I would just like take a bit of damage until the cross fires and then I kill everyone. Fun fact, at this moment I had to go to my tier list, the tier list that is wrong, and check out, no, not the tier list. I had to go into my document and check out what I'm usually building in these runs because it was 1 a.m. I was tired and I wasn't sure if spinach is in there. Because just prior to this, I was doing kill runs, right? The one with 55,000 kills. And there I use spinach. When I wasn't sure if this build here is using spinach or not. Which I was also thinking about, by the way, if I could maybe use spinach. Um, but I can't replace anything. So technically speaking, Duplicator could be replaced via spinach, but honestly, late game I'm not killing anything. With spinach, without spinach, doesn't matter. I'm not really killing a lot. I have to spam attacks on them to kill them. Now, spinach would be good. The only slight issue with spinach is I lose projectiles, which help me on the scythe. But honestly, once you have the clock lancet going, you don't need scythe pushing back anymore. But it still loses projectiles. And Duplicator also only has one upgrade, right? Or one pick, one upgrade. While the spinach has 5 in total. So Duplicator also gives me 225 gold just by having less upgrades and being able to get the gold from level ups earlier. But yeah. Did I already run into another chest by now? I don't think so far, right? But yeah, you can also see I'm like, where's my gold? I still don't have the stone mask. I'm missing a lot of gold right now. Pretty much 50% gold I'm missing. Yeah, it's not amazing. No, it's not 50% actually. So the way the game calculates it, as far as I know, is it takes the 25 gold you would get, then it applies your bonus, so 50% is 37, and then it applies the hyper mode multiplicator of 1.5, which is then somewhere in 57, I think. Something in that ballpark, 56, 57 or so, instead of getting 75 gold. But this also applies to all the gold that I've picked up. So instead of getting the 37, I would have gotten like 50. No. Instead of 57, I would have gotten 75, which is roughly 30 something percent more. So I would be right now at 1,300 gold, I think. In that area. Hey, I'm just doing it in my head and very lazy. So yeah. Point is, I lost a lot of gold in this run. I picked up chests which lost me gold, which is worse than you think because not only do you get less gold because we don't have the gold mask, but I also have a feeling that luck affects how much gold you get out of the chest, and we have like no chance at multi chests, right? Or a less chance at multi chests because that is also affected by higher luck values. Now, one reason why I kept going with this run regardless is because we picked up so many clovers. Whenever you see me hit escape, I either check for weapons or I check for my current luck. Because weapons is just to know how am I doing and can I kill these enemies. Spoilers, I can't kill these. Also, this is new, right? This wave here. The flying spinach, I know it's Medusa heads, and these little soldiers. Isn't this new? Or am I dreaming? Because I'm pretty sure they spawned early on with the flying green blobs, where just a few of them would walk, then more of them appear with more green blobs, and then everything changes. But look at this. Every other spawn wave right now has them, which is honestly really hard to deal with. I hate these guys. And with my low upgrades on Cross, I'm struggling. Like, it's still only on 5. But you'll see this theme continuing in this entire run, where I'm slowed down heavily, because the enemies seem to be so much stronger compared to what they were pre-update, where I constantly have to stop walking or nearly die because I'm used to walking through enemies once I have the scythe, but suddenly it doesn't do the trick anymore. I also feel like scythe is attacking less quickly, but that might have been because I did a lot of runs where I did like kill attempts and fun runs. I played the game on my own without recording just for fun and trying out the update, for example. And yeah, so maybe it was just me getting used to the X being way faster because X dash has a penalty on how fast weapons attack. Yeah, that maybe that's just the reason. I have to compare older things, like if it was as bad as here or not, like older runs, and just go to minute 15 and check out what type of units are on the screen. But yeah, here and there I always pick up stuff on the ground that I shouldn't be picking up. It's getting quite clustered, but in this wave, Garlic is actually amazing. It just deals with everything. I think level 5 Garlic can also do that, so it's not like you need to upgrade it further, but yeah, it helps. I think at this point my priority was to get the X to level 8. When I started doing this, it was only at level 4, and I was like, dude, I'm barely killing the enemies. It's really hard, and I have to invest like the next 5 levels, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's 5 levels, into the X to upgrade it. That will be interesting. This candle here doesn't get destroyed anymore. It's just a visual glitch. The candle does respawn like the others, and it will have items underneath if it respawns. But it's really annoying because I always walk there to make sure it's broken, right? That I actually hit it, which is wasting time, and I have to stop doing that if I know something is broken. Which could mean I actually didn't hit it ever, and it's still there behind the glitched out version. So yeah, here we have the Medusa heads. I'm not sure, is this normal that Medusa spawn at 15 minutes? There I walked into a trap by accident. This was not intentional. No, this was intentional, sorry. This was intentional to get the scythe upgrade. What I'm doing now is I'm keeping track of where chests drop past 10 minutes, and then I pick them up. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that this was actually one of them, but I'm pretty sure it was one of them. That I was keeping track. Yeah, no, I kept track of that one chest. And I'm keeping track of another chest. I think it's this one here or one further to the right later on, where I keep in my mind this chest up there to the top right. That's a post 10-minute chest where we killed someone. I think it was the Bat or the Medusa. And it's very important because we want to upgrade the Heaven Sword very soon. And it has to be a post 10-minute chest because otherwise it doesn't upgrade the weapon. Like, or it only has a chance of upgrading the weapon or something. I don't know how it works. I just collected a cross. Again, this was the second cross I collected by accident. So you can imagine how much better this run would have been if these crosses were still on the ground for wave at 29 minutes. And I think, nah, okay, I didn't collect the freeze here. That's at least something. We have Empty Toe maxed out. We have Scythe. Honestly, right now we are set, and this is where I get comfortable. And at the moment I just said this, I nearly died in the game. Like this, is this really how the run used to be? Don't these spawn way later? Am I stupid? Like, I'm pretty sure something drastically changed that made the game harder. And I picked up another cross by accident. I don't think this was intentional, I just forgot it was there. Or I picked it up because I noticed that I'm dying to them and I need more experience, so I used the cross to kill them. But I don't think so. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't want to do that. Because there are other ways to kill them. Right now, by the way, our luck is 250%. Amazing luck value at 16 minutes. Like, that is spicy. That is really good. But I can barely walk through the enemies. Like, I don't know what's going on. There's a Clover. 260%. Yes. There we go. And yeah. I don't understand it. Like, the entire game or the inlaid library must have gotten a buff what wave spawn. and increase the difficulty by a lot. I like it for the general game because the way Vampire Survivors was for me is early on, the early waves, if you don't have a maxed out character, early on, the early waves are the hardest waves possible because you heavily rely on what you get for drops, right? What weapons you get. The mid game is usually okay. Like you can manage it until suddenly way stronger enemies spawn. And if you're not used to the game yet, right? If you haven't played it a lot, you might just walk into them or get to a situation that kills you. Which can happen if you go for the wrong upgrades and you don't know how good weapons are yet. This was a mistake. No, this was not a mistake. Never mind. Forget it. Okay. Um, so yeah, we have the heaven sword now. Did I think I only picked up one chest by accident so far. I thought it was more. Let's wait for a bit. But yeah, early game is what killed me the most once harder enemies started spawning and I couldn't keep up with them. Mid game was usually rather fine until harder enemies started spawning and I couldn't keep up with them. End game, I super rarely lost. I only lost when the 25-minute boss showed up and I didn't know that he would show up there and he just overran me. Like the funny part was, even in future runs, it's on YouTube, even in future runs, I would get killed by that guy because, like, I never saw him. I never noticed that he was actually killing me. So I didn't expect him to be there. And oftentimes I also forgot that it's 25 minutes until I got used that the bats spawn, right? There's like a swarm of bats that appear, and they don't appear at any other time in this run. Like prior to the 25-minute mark. It's black bats, not the big bats. So that's the giveaway. But overall, let's evaluate this run a bit. I think, do we have Stone Mask maxed out yet? I mean, I'm level 60. I'm pretty sure I have Stone Mask maxed out. There's no way. Yeah, it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't be picking up the gold there. But right now, we are 2.1k gold. It's a bit hard to judge whether or not we are doing fine, because there are items on the ground below us. But also, I picked up a chest that I shouldn't have picked up. And I don't know how much gold is there, right, in these little spots there. The issue is I've picked up a majority of the other spots, so there is not much gold left on this map. It's only this row down here, right? I think I picked up everything else. Let's see. This one here is picked up. There are just a couple of coins that generated afterwards. The top one is picked up. This one here is picked up. And the top right is picked up, yes. There's nothing else on the map right now. 2.2k gold? That is honestly really bad. I had runs where I was at 4k gold right now, without picking up the bottom row there. And without opening chests by accident. But yeah, otherwise our luck is, I think, really high. 260 to 70% right now. Like, I know it will max out at 270, I think. So I'm not sure when I hit that, but yeah. You see how much I struggle, by the way? Like, this is insane. Having the Heaven Sword and a Scythe and still struggling so much is insane. Maybe I shouldn't have upgraded the Gross, because it's just still needed to deal with them, but I don't think so. I think the enemies are just tougher than they were in the past. Which is amazing, honestly, that we got the gold record with that. Yeah, there was a clover. I think I just saw something green flying there, and I didn't notice it in the game. Because whenever I pick up a clover, I press escape and check what's my luck currently. If this was like the latest upgrade that put me on 270%, or if I got other ones. Ooh, oh, was there a clover? Why, can you just press the escape again a bit longer? It doesn't do it. Downvoted. Yeah, but the chests are also in a very bad positioning. I have to watch out for that a bit more, that when I'm about to kill an enemy, which is a feeling, right? You don't know how much damage they took. But when I'm about to kill an enemy, that he's in an off position, that is not close to candles where I walk around a lot, or in the middle of the screen where I tend to walk a lot. That's like very annoying positions. And you'll see, like, the enemies spawn this later on insanely much, and it will be really hard to see what's going on. And because I'm constantly struggling killing these enemies, I don't get a lot of experience to max out everything. Oh, there's the accidental chest. That was accidental. That's the second one so far on the ticker. I think there's another one following. I'm pretty sure I had 3 by accident picked up. At least they were all single chests, I think. So the chances are high that they are the pre 10 minutes chests from the early bosses that spawn, which apparently can't be penta chests. I don't know if this also means they can't be triple chests, but if that's the case, then we didn't lose a lot in this run. But if it's not the case, then we did lose a ton. I mean, we also lost quite a bit by not having the upgrade. Oh, there's the clover, 270%. I could have sworn I've seen something green previously. Ah, but whatever. So yeah, still struggling with these enemies. The thing is, when I say struggling, I don't mean okay, I accidentally walked into another chest. Hey, yeah, go me. I think this was the third one now, right? Or is it the fourth one? I'm not sure. There are not a lot of chests right now on the ground, which didn't give me a lot of hope, because look at our gold value right now, 3k. We only have 5 chests on the ground right now at 22 minutes in the game. There are only 8 minutes left. And I'm just realizing how bad it is, how many chests are gone. In total, I think I picked up 5 or 6 chests with the 2 upgrades. So there's not a lot left to get a huge boost in gold, right? So how would we get to 18k, 19k? Knowing that my previous record was 18.3k, I was like, yeah, I'll play out this run because now I'm tired enough that I will actually go to sleep. But there's no reason to quit this run now, I'll just finish it, right? But I won't play a new one. So that was my thought process. Not knowing yet how much gold is below us there. Seeing a cross here, this time I remembered it, that there's a cross and that I will use this at 29 minutes. But it's, yeah. Witches started spawning. I think this was normal that they started spawning here. Not sure about this, all the combinations that you see right now on the screen. I'm not sure about that. I think it was more distinct, but yeah. Something changed damage-wise, like 100%. This was by accident, yes, another one. And then it's just a depressing 166 gold. Where I'm like, do I really have 270% luck? Like, this was my escape there, where I checked, do I really have 270% luck, or am I dreaming? Because I got only 1 triple chest so far. And I think when I picked up the first one, I already had 250, 240% luck, so it's not like I picked it up with 10% luck or so. But yeah, we crossed the 4k gold. That is nice, but it's not really comparable because I usually start opening chests at 27 minutes. So I can't compare to runs where I haven't opened chests, only for the upgrades, you know, Scythe and Heaven Sword. But yeah, here again, like, I'm so confused where I'm trying to walk through enemies, which I usually do at a breeze here, and I can't. I'm like, what's going on? And you can see I struggle here a lot to walk through the enemies to get to the candles here, because now I'm relying on freeze instead of pushing them away. Like, wait, is it the Scythe not pushing away the enemies as much? Could that be the problem? That it's not actually a damage problem, but that they don't get pushed far enough away. Did I get nerfed? Huh. I'm not sure. So yeah, but I have raising concerns. Like, seeing that I kill a lot of witches gave me new comfort that we will actually continue. Well, we will continue regardless, but seeing how many enemies tended to survive, like with a maxed out build, I got scared that the boss at 25 minutes will be really hard to deal with without picking up a cross to kill all the witches and just give me some room to move. The thing is, with the Clock Lancet, you can walk clockwise? Yes. You can walk clockwise through the enemies while they are getting frozen. And like endlessly survive in there, but sometimes especially when I take damage, like look at my shield right now, I'm blue. I had a blue shield here, which is a shield that is about to break, where it's like, yeah, you might die in a second if you get hit one more time. Whenever I see blue, I panic, and this is why I stopped moving for the candles and just stayed here, and now I do the circle dance. With these monsters, it's really hard or harder to do the circle dance, because they die fast enough that the frozen units get replaced by normal units and then they deal damage to you. And they are also not wide. They are not big monsters. Later on we'll have way bigger monsters and it's easier to walk through them when they are frozen, because even if one dies, they are still so fat that you have your path. But here, if one dies, that's like half of your character size that is gone. Or a full character size that is gone. So yeah, and at this point I also start panicking a bit because I just saw another Medusa spawn. And I'm like, oh, I haven't even killed this guy. I have to focus a bit more on killing these and dance around them. That my Heaven Thought focuses them. So now I'll stick closer to the boss. Seeing that he finally dies, I'm like, yay, amazing. And then I pick up a chest by accident. No, or do I? No. I'm pretty sure I waited longer. Or did I just give up? Okay, I just gave up. I said, let's just open all of these chests. I'm not finding another clover. Let's just get it here. I think the reason for that was seeing how much harder it was to get through the enemies. I wanted to make sure that I will actually open the chests, right? Not that something weird spawns in 1 minute that is way stronger than ever before and I can't move through and will suicide by accident. But yeah, you can see we don't have a lot of chest luck. No clue where the second one here came from, by the way. I still didn't see two there, but there might have been two on exactly the same spot where two bosses died in the same location. Here we have a triple chest, which is great, but where are the penta chests? Where are the penta chests? Where are... Well, not here. And now 3 candles are broken, by the way, on the top right. All 3 of them, I think later on it's even 4, all 3 of them are currently visually broken. We can still break them if they respawned, but we don't know if they respawned or they didn't. So to make sure, I usually walk closer with the garlic, which is a mistake. I'm wasting a lot of walking time there. So yeah, now the Medusa spawn. These are tougher to deal with, kind of, I think. I think a couple of times I will break my shield here where I'm about to die, where I panic and wasn't sure should I pick up a cross or not. Because, like, for one part of me is like, yeah, you have to do the freezing dance that you're doing here to survive. But the other part is, yeah, but I'm not breaking any candles anymore. And I kill them kind of fast enough, right? You see these huge gaps that I have here. So here we have another triple chest. That's, of course, great. Still not a penta chest. Penta chest can easily give you 1.1k gold. So you want them badly. Like 1.1k combining the gold that you get out of the chest plus the bags that you get out of them. But yeah, I think we killed one Medusa boss there, right? There was a chest of her. So there's only one left and now I'm less concerned. For a moment I had a concern that I would not be able to kill the bosses before the game ends until I realized, wait a second, if I pick up a cross, which I will do regardless at 29 minutes, it kills also the bosses, right? So that's fine. Yeah, first penta chest, amazing. I think this one was a good value in the 800s. Let me see. Like 822. Oh, wow. 868. That is a lot of gold. And the bonuses that we get on the top is 375 gold, so that's like 1.2k. I think we go to 10k 400 here, if I'm not mistaken. Even 10k 500, so it's even more than I calculated. But yeah, point is, a lot of gold. It was like 1,250 that we got out of that. A lot of gold. That is not an average chest. Like, high 800 is not average for a gold chest for me. Or I just didn't notice it previously. But yeah, we still have a boss ahead of us. We still have a chance at Penta chest. I think this is the last boss that we face. Because at 29 minutes, no new boss spawns, I think. So this is the all or nothing chest. Either this is another penta chest, or this is a triple chest, or it's just over. Now, the thing is, looking at my gold right now, take a look at my gold. I have 10,800 gold. Even with an insane penta chest like this, I would go to 12,000 gold. And that's why I waited there so long when I opened the chest to make some calculations. I would be at 12,000 gold, and if I finish the level, I get another 1.5k as reward. So I'm at 13,500. So I was like, either there is like 1,000,000 gold in the pile at the bottom, or this is just game over. Also, accidental freeze. I don't think I wanted to do that. No, I think I want to do that to walk through and get the candles here. Yeah. Another thing that happened is a couple of times I picked the health recovery instead of the bonus gold. Here I panicked because I was sure there were 2 crosses, but there weren't. Because I messed up in my head and the 2 crosses are on the left side, on the bottom row. But yes, we got another penta chest. Let's take a look. I think this was the 822. It's probably not. Oh no, wow. 877. That is another really high roll. I've seen chests with over 1k gold, but those never happened to me, so I don't know how the people do that. What they do different than I do. Because I have never seen that. What I tried here was align with the bottom and pick up the cross. The problem is I think I picked up both crosses here. Like, remember how there were crosses on the far outside when I mentioned them a while ago? And I picked up both of them here, which means I wasted a cross and I also froze the enemies here, which is not perfect because you want them to move closer. So if you pick up another cross, they just die. And now I panicked that it would take too long to pick up the crosses, and I wanted to kill them all, and I realized there is no more cross. That was it. Well, I remembered this one, but now the enemies are frozen, so please unfreeze. Please. That you can walk into me. And I'm like, nah, this is about to be over. Like, I have to pick it up now. The issue is I don't have an experience orb sucker, right? So if the death kills me, I lose a ton of gold here. And I'm like, oh no, you're not doing this. I nearly died. Blue shield means one more hit, and then he does another hit, and I'm dead. Because the shield breaks, like, I'm pretty sure. The shield breaks, and he only needs one hit to kill you. So now it's just, how much gold can I get? So if you do the math right now, we are right now sitting at 19k gold. And the same, like, the person that talked about the garlic, I think I mentioned it in this recording. The person that said garlic is not the MVP, he said 1/3 of the gold is made post-run, like fighting death here. And I'm like, what? Sure, in a case like this where I messed up and didn't have the attract orb around, I got some gold after picking it up, but even if you go back and check out how much gold I got from the level ups, there was barely anything. Like, not the same as 1/3 of the entire run. And the run will finish at, I think, 17,800 gold. So no, I'm not getting rich here. I'm not making a ton of money. I'm literally just picking up scrambles because the candles don't respawn a lot here. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it has to do with no enemies being around, or if you have to deal certain amounts of damage or kill enemies or so they respawn faster. But you see, the candles are not respawning that fast compared to how it was. Or it's just that right now less is going on, so I focus more on it and I see how it's less. It's actually not that horrible, but this is only one candle there. It looks like 4, it was only 1, because a candle always drops something. Worst case, it's just a coin. Well, I guess worst case in our scenario, it's food. And yeah, there I got killed. 70,751. And that will go up to 19.2k. So now I'm just showing the achievements to make sure that, like, no one thinks I didn't have all the achievements. And that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. That was an amazing run. If you want to check out more, check out my comment that I have underneath of this video. I'll link some interesting videos, especially if I have a new record run. So yeah, that was it. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. And I'm out.